A gentleman came to me one day. He said, "Oh, you're the chef." And I looked at him and I said, "No, sir, because I can imagine this big white plume hat under those black pits." I said, "No, I'm just the pitmaster."
Ain't no such thing as just the pitmaster. It is just after 8:30 a.m. and everyone's lining up for their first meal of the day, barbecue, the breakfast of champions. Why has everyone been waiting out on a line so big that someone who arrived at 9 p.m. yesterday was number 6 online? And apparently here is an establishment that is serving up arguably some of the best barbecue in the entire Lone Star State. The next phase in my barbecue journey here in Central Texas takes us about an hour east of Austin to the town of Lexington. Population just over 1,000 people. Right now, I am on the hallowed grounds of Snow's Barbecue, where owner Kerry Bexley, Pitmaster Clay Cowgill, and legendary 91-year-old barbecue queen Tootsie Tomanetz serve up their unbelievable, delicious barbecue. Snow's is open Saturdays only until they run out. And judging by the size of this line, that may be any minute now. We have a show to shoot.
We got here at 4 o'clock this morning. We were number 18.
About 9 p.m. last night. Stayed across the street and slept in my van. And got here, just before sun came up. These guys were sitting outside since 11 p.m.
11 p.m. And we spent the night in our chairs right there in the front. And it was worth it. It was so much fun. It's always an adventure to do that with my husband, so.
We're in the presence of greatness. This gentleman is Clay Cowgill. How long have you been pitmaster here?
11 years now.
When we were setting up the shot, he handed me these gloves and said, "You need these to play." So
That's
I
right.
want to play.
We're going to go by feeling. No training wheels.
Oh my goodness.
These start as a 7-pound brisket, and they'll shrink down to about 4.5. So this is the point, the fatty end. I know this is going to break down first. So with my dominant hand, I'm feeling the flat, and that's what I'm gonna have you feel. And if the flat feels like a pillow, that means it's broken down to me. With these fingers down here, you're feeling how soft this flat is.
So right now, do you feel this one's close to being done?
Yes, very.
So it felt very soft.
Ready. It's very soft. See, I can roll that around. I'm not actually breaking anything. It's a lighter seasoning. We're not using a binder.
Oh my God.
See how I was showing you? It's harder to see when the flat's not shaken, but that's what we're looking for.
Wow. The ribs are in this one?
Yeah, let's go look at ribs.
All right. Wow.
Pork ribs. These are non-wrapped the entire time.
How do they not dry out?
Well, because I constantly move them. And I'm rotating every hour, every set of ribs so that they come out the same. And so basically what I'm looking for is this. I can bend these around.
Yes, sir.
I can poke a hole in the back.
Oh,
I know
so that's a
yeah, I know, go right through. Most of these are already done.
And that's just salt and pepper? Is
That's
there a
salt
mop
and
sauce
pepper.
on there too?
There's a mop right over here. Boiled onions, mustard flour, vinegar, Worcestershire. So we got a rib in here, and then we're just gonna paint it. A lot of the kids that I see in line will help me with this. If I catch them watching me, I say, "Come on, duck the rope." Okay.
So let it drip into here.
Yep.
God, this smells fantastic.
Yeah.
Your ability, you're very humble about it, but it is so prodigious and so impressive. My dad said you never shake a man's hand with a glove on. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Oh,
Give me a rack in there.
No bad.
if I had a nickel for every time.
What are you jumping for? You got a conscience?
I'm not trying to be profane. This whole operation was a brainchild of someone that here at Snow's is not just the owner or paterfamilias. He is quite literally, and labeled as such, the head motherfucker in charge. This is Kerry Bexley, and he is the one that actually approached Tootsie and said, "Hey, will you do this thing?"
I had a farm and ranch store at this location in the 90s. I felt like it would be a neat little location for Saturday barbecue. November of '02, and she said, "Are you still thinking about doing a barbecue joint?" And I said, "Well, I have a little." And she said, "Well, let's sit down and talk."
There's a raffle you do with people on the line, and I think it's pretty cool. How'd the raffle start?
We can't make everybody like the barbecue. Our big deal here is that you have a good time while you're here. And you know, we get people come back 3 or 4 or 5 times and they're from North Carolina. I mean, the couple that won a trip to the front of the line today was from Sweden.
And how did you get so high in line?
Well, we were lucky we had a, look at that. This man came and got us, you know.
See all our numbers.
Thank you. We were all the way in the back.
Let's be honest, a 1-day-a-week restaurant makes a meal an event.
Our menu has not changed other than turkey breast added since 2008. Our pork steaks are something that Miss Tootsie was known for before. They're now 2.5-inch steak. They're duplicated in some places or tried to, but they're a piece of meat that you're not going to get anywhere else. Pork steak and chicken was kind of her over-the-grill specialty that she did for many years, and it hasn't changed today.
This snowman's got some work to do. Let me get the hell out of his office. You got it, Pat. So this is not just the greatest hits of potentially Texas barbecue, but also Snow's barbecue in particular. You want to get here in time for the half chicken. The half chicken is something that isn't done very often and is one of the first things to sell out. The ribs, we saw them being cooked with Clay's incredible mastery. The turkey, something that I never knew was becoming this ubiquitous offering with Central Texas barbecue, but it is. The pork steak, I've heard described as maybe the best bite in all of Texas barbecue. The jalapeno cheese sausage is something special. Gosh, I don't know what I want to do first here. I've heard about this pork steak. I've read about this pork steak. I'm welling up right now. So obviously you see like a little bit of that redness, what they call the smoke ring. You can see the fat. It's sort of rendered down, and it has this almost caramel pork belly-ish thing. It's at the edge of a pork chop, the bark and middle meltiness of a burnt end with that sweet, almost cashew flavor you get from good pork. I've been blessed to go to barbecue places around the country, and this will stand out forever as one of the best bites of barbecue I've ever eaten. Okay, we got here in time for their smoked half chicken. The skin kind of pops like a sausage casing would. Unlike a lot of barbecue places, there's lots of different cooking modalities at play here. The chicken is done over direct heat, so you can get that nice crispy skin. However, it's exceptionally easy to dry out. So that's why you see Miss Tootsie standing over there like a hawk, basting and turning each chicken over. Everyone knows the legend and not really the legacy. Where did the whole love affair and your skill set with barbecue come in?
Well, when I started in Giddings, it was to help the gentleman that worked the pit was shorthand, and Mr. Doyle asked me if I would come in and help. And I told him, I said, well, you know, I don't know that much about barbecuing, but I will say this, I'll do my best. Well, at the end of the day, he said, come back tomorrow. Well, I ended up there 10 years, so I guess tomorrow never came. I mean, it came forever. I guess that's the way I have to say it. I just enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know why over a hot pit in the summertime that I enjoyed cooking, but it was just something that I look forward to every Friday night, to have barbecue on Saturday.
Is this a great example for future generations in terms of this is what hard work looks like?
Yes, they've got these modern cookers now that you set your temperature, you set how hot you want it to be, how long you want it to cook, and they go in and go to bed. That is not cooking. You're not cooking until you're sitting there sweating it out at a fire and watching your meat cook. You have to have tender love and care put into cooking that meat. A gentleman came to me one day and he said, oh, you're the chef. And I looked at him and I said, no, sir, because I can imagine this big white plume hat under those black pits. I said, no, I'm just the pitmaster.
Ain't no such thing as just the pitmaster. Now, because of Daniel, I have to try his technique. So the pro move is that's the ideal bite, because that's
right.
where the juice collects.
That's right.
This reminds me very much of Greek sausage. Obviously they're black pepper forward. You sometimes find a little citrus in it. It has a surprising depth of flavor. So there's their turkey breast. These pits are hot as blazes. How they don't dry this out and turn it into jerky, I will not know. I'm gonna go right to the source. This brisket is serious business. So obviously we have a beautiful smoke coloring right here. Little fat ribbon on top. There's a bark on it, but it's more caramelization than it is char. It is the essence of beef. It is the most primal tasting. Like at Kreitz, I still tasted the rub, and the rub worked against that fattiness beautifully. The irony, kind of beefy mineraliness of beef itself is what comes through. That's spectacular. Being that my name is Adam, I feel compelled to go to the ribs. I have to say, this reminds me of like the old school New York Chinese food spare rib. They've achieved this color, this level of sticky, crispy bark with just time and skill, and they're not even using direct heat anymore. You know when you have a good peanut brittle, you know how the way it kind of gets in your molars and your back molars kind of, and you're kind of tasting it for a while, it's become almost like a candy. That's what this reminds me of, like a good lacquered duck breast. Is the fame weird for you?
For most people, yes, they will want the pride, the joy, the nose up in the air. I'm it. But for me, I'm the other side. God has given me this opportunity. I'm 91, I don't know how much longer I've got, but I do hope that God gives me several more years.
We all hope God gives you several more years.
And I always say, as long as I have a clear mind, a strong body, a willingness to go about, I hope I can stay here.
When I first started working in the restaurant business, someone once told me, if someone likes a place, they tell their friends. And if someone hates a place, they tell everybody. But Snow's stands as this noble, remarkable exception to that rule, where people love it and they tell everyone. What is it that makes people not resent an establishment that is only open one day a week, an establishment that requires them to line up the day before, that requires them to hope upon hope that the food they've been dying to try might still be there maybe when they get up to the cash register? What is it? Snow's is built on the hard work of countless people, waking up, going without sleep, grinding hard for the people that come from around the world to come to a little tiny town east of Austin, Texas, to try what some people consider the single best barbecue establishment in the Lone Star State. Now, there's more on my barbecue journey as I go from the roots of barbecue at Kreitz to the flourishes that we now see here at Snow's, landing ultimately at the first ever barbecue establishment to win the coveted Michelin star recognition, Interstellar Barbecue, back in Austin. But until then, however, please understand this. Wherever you're from, wherever you're named, trust the food from fire and from flame. And if you come to Snow's and you miss the pork steak, just like go back to Austin and like go hear some live music and try again the next Saturday.